This is Becoming a Blockbuster YA Author, the series that will guide you through writing and publishing a hit young adult or middle grade novel, and will train your brain to think like a best-selling author. After every scene, it's essential to give the protagonist and the reader a moment to reflect on what happened and think about what to do next. This stop and think moment can happen while the protagonist is doing something. It doesn't have to be a moment where they actually stop and do nothing. But you do need to dedicate a bit of time to this internalization. Without it, your story is going to feel too fast-paced, and readers will feel overwhelmed and confused. These moments are also where the true character growth happens, and this deep emotional reflection is what makes a novel satisfying. This is actually a common writing mistake worth talking about for a second. Action is awesome, but pure action only works in movies. In a book, all action needs to have an emotional thread running through it. Readers need to experience a fight from the protagonist's perspective, including their thoughts and biases about what's actually happening. The protagonist has to think about and analyze what's going on and evolve because of it. This emotional connection is what makes a novel gripping, more than any fight scene. You can have an epic scene involving a car chase and a huge explosion, but if you don't let the protagonist think about why the car chase happened, what they did wrong, and wonder what triggered that big explosion, your reader won't care either. So let's look at what needs to happen in a stop and think moment. It has 3 stages: the emotional reaction, the debate, and the decision to take action. So first, the emotional reaction. After a scene plays out, show how the protagonist feels about the outcome. You can describe the physical sensations they're experiencing, the feelings they're having, any pain or suffering. Just let the reader know how the protagonist feels about the scene that transpired. Second, the debate. The protagonist asks the question, what now? This might be an internal debate, a discussion with their allies, or a bit of both. They should reflect on what happened, sort of like a summary of events from their perspective, and then debate what to do next. So they're hashing out a revised goal. And finally, the plan of action. Here's where the protagonist decides what to do next. This decision becomes the goal that drives the next scene. Writers are sometimes afraid to spend time on these moments because they think the story's pace and tension will drop and they'll lose readers. This isn't true. These moments of emotional growth are often more gripping than a fast-paced fight scene. And if you have to keep the tension high, say you're getting near the story's climax, you can have one of these stop and think moments happen as the protagonist is on their way to the next goal. So for example, as a crew of pirates is debating what to do next and hashing out a plan, they can already be putting things in motion, weighing the anchor, hoisting the sails, rolling out the cannons. Weaving action and dialogue with internal thought processes can be a great way to escalate tension into the next scene. Have a look at the checklist included with this episode, linked below, to see a summary of the key points involved in these moments, and use it to make sure every scene you write has these important follow-up steps. If you're taking our coaching program, feel free to ask questions and share one of your stop and think moments with us for feedback in your next call. For free guides, worksheets, and to apply for personal coaching, go to blockbusterya.com.